Possibilities presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night. Or as she says, from the cradle to the grave. Dr. Delene has not only made her mark in her local community, but is also involved on a national level in making changes that impact medical care. Dr. Musielak does not stop there, though. She has preserved and continues to challenge herself to be a leader and the best at everything she does. Dr. Delene is not only a full-time physician, but a super mom of triplets, a wife of an amazing surgeon, an author, motivational and wellness speaker, life and parenting coach, and entrepreneur. She has even started her own show, the Dr. Mom Show, to serve as a medical informational resource. This year has been exciting for her because she has published her first book entitled Mom, Meditate, Overcome, and Motivate, which is a 30-day women's devotional journal. In addition, she has a second book coming out this summer. Dr. Musielak's goal is to impact those around her by encouraging and empowering them to reach their maximum potential. She enjoys sharing her own life experiences to help others. Welcome to the table, Dr. Delene Musielak. How are you?
Hello, Miss Ashley. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I am doing well, thanks. How are you doing?
I am doing amazing, and it is an honor to have you on the show to share your amazing wisdom and knowledge with my listeners. As we all know, you have an amazing bio, so please tell us more about your entrepreneur journey.
Yes, that's been a bumpy one. So, to be honest, ironically, after having my babies, I feel like they've really inspired me to do a lot more. I feel, if you ask me if this is where I saw myself 5 years ago, I'd probably be like, no, I'm not writing a book. I'm not doing the Dr. Mom Show. But after they were born, I just felt like God really placed something on my heart to encourage, empower, and just to help elevate people. And that's how my entrepreneurial journey began, and hence it's in the middle of my journey, which sometimes I feel like I'm in the desert.
I have loved it. So you're very passionate about making changes that impact medical care. So tell us more about your passion.
Yeah, so as far as my practice right now, I do still see adults and kids, which I love. I would love to continue. I know a lot of people say when you have a dual specialty, you end up having to pick one over the other, but thank goodness I've been blessed enough that so far I have still had the opportunity to take care of both adults and children. And I also do try to keep the consistency and have a traditional practice where I see patients both inside the hospital and in clinic. So, yeah, and I love it. I love taking care of people. I ultimately would love one day, part of my journey is being an entrepreneur is to have the fun. I need something that's a profitable organization in order to support my nonprofit organization, which would be a free clinic. That's ultimately what I would love to do, because this is something I guess I didn't realize when I started medical school, but medicine has become so corporate driven, and I think a lot of the public don't realize that. Like, physicians are under a lot of pressure from administration that you can only spend 15 minutes with each patient. You need to see X amount of patients every day or every week. So a lot of people think it's us, that we're just trying to rush them out when we see them, but it's really not. It's really corporate that's dictating those numbers. So that's part of medicine that I don't like, and I think that's part of the reason that God took me into medicine to be a steward, but with corporate there, I feel if I did more medical missionary and a free clinic, more work like that, I feel that's where my true fulfillment would come in.
Awesome. I love it. And I'm loving the fact that you're wanting to close the gap on that, right? And by creating the clinic. And are you looking to do that over the next year or two?
Oh, I would hope so. Thank you, Jesus. I'm speaking into you right now. I would love that. I would love to find somebody who would either fund it or, like I said, if my entrepreneurial project were to take off and launch, because it is a lot. Because with those clinics, you would have to have enough money to buy equipment. Medical equipment's really expensive. Staffing is expensive, and also having medication to give to patients to help those who are underinsured or uninsured, to give them enough medicine. So there are a lot of expenses there. So I'm not sure if that would be 1 to 2 years. I would love that if that was the if that was the reality. So we'll see. I just continue to pray and ask God for direction, and again, just for growth in that area.
Well, I love it. As I stated, we want to go ahead and commend you for wanting to close those gaps there, to reach back and pull forward to make a better way for patients and to be able to get them the help that they need and the assistance. So thank you.
Yes, yes.
So you wrote a book called Mom, Meditate, Overcome, Motivate, which is a 30-day devotional. So tell us more about your journal, your devotional journal, and how we can purchase and support it, and also what inspired you to write it.
So my devotional journal was inspired by, again, these babies. I mean, I don't know. I guess they only didn't give me labor pains. They gave me, I guess, it's just made up for all the pain I went through during my pregnancy. Just after I had them, it's so easy, I feel, as a mom to get caught up with everything else. And I think moms, and even women in general, I feel God gave us a tender heart, and a lot of times we put other people before ourselves and forget about our own goals and our own passions in life. And God placed that journal on my heart because each day it's almost like an affirmation that I have to remind women of just God's promises to us of who we are in Him, so that you are beautiful, you are strong, you are favored, things like that. And then each day has a small story, just a personal story about me that correlates with the verse of the day. And then it is also a mini workbook, because I took the acronym MOM, so each day I break down with meditate, how people can meditate on that word and apply it to their own life. And then overcome, I ask the question about, what things in your life can you overcome that specifically has to do with the topic today. And then motivate, how you can go out and motivate people around you and your family around you based off of, again, what we talked about that day. And then at the end of each devotional is a prayer. So I wanted something quick that, I feel like as women we're like all over the place, especially moms. I know I barely have time. That women could get through something within about 5-10 minutes, but still have meat to it, and have it be meaningful. So they inspired me. I really enjoyed going out there and speaking about it, and I've gotten great feedback about it. But it is available on my website. My website is just www. and then my name, Delene Musielak.com.
So please go support and buy her amazing journal. Dr. Delene is definitely somebody to know. Is doing some amazing work in the community in her career. And, you know, you do a lot of different stuff, Dr. Delene, right? You have a lot on your plate, and you do it so well. So would you please
I don't know what's wrong with me.
So would you please tell our listeners what are some self-care tips that you have used to keep that balance?
All right. So I think one of the biggest things I'm a firm believer in is good time management. I truly wish there were more hours in the day because I feel like, man, I could potentially take over the world. But one important thing is just time management, because I feel it is easy to turn on the TV and get, you know, caught up in a show, or just kind of lay down and say, okay, I'm just going to lay here, and that 10-minute nap becomes a 2-hour nap. So I think time management is huge to me. I'm all about planners and a to-do list. I love checking things off. It makes me feel accomplished when I check stuff off, even if it's something as little as, you know, folding the clothes, washing the clothes. And I think that's good reinforcement for you. So again, I feel like that helps, because sometimes even when you're doing simple things as just household cleaning, you know, one thing I hate, I don't know if this happens to you, after I clean our home, I'm kind of like, really, what did I do the past couple hours? You know, I feel like you don't have something truly tangible. But hey, if I can check it off on the list, I'm like, oh yeah, I got one checked off on my list. So I feel that does help. So those are probably big things for me, is the time management, and then using a planner and Post-its.
I love it, because that time management is so important, right? It's so important to have good time management. And I love what you said about the to-do list, right? It's good to have a to-do list to make sure we're accomplishing what we set our minds to each day to do. So I love the tips that you gave our listeners. Now, you are a motivational and wellness speaker as well. So tell us more about some of the different topics that you speak about and how listeners can book and support you.
Yeah. So I do a gamut of things. So one, of course, is health. One thing I super duper enjoy is talking about preventative medicine. And for those of you who don't know what preventative medicine is, pretty much as physicians, especially primary care doctors, we want to prevent you from having a stroke, prevent you from having a heart attack, instead of you having to come to us and then you had a stroke, you had a heart attack, and then we're trying to work backwards. So I love talking about preventative medicine. So what I've had then is had some opportunities to go into either companies and talk to their employees about that, because, you know, healthy employees don't take off as much, you know, which is more productive to a company. And then the other thing I've been able to do too is whole little workshops about health things. I've also done some specifically to women and just being a healthy mom, because again, I feel a lot of moms will sacrifice their own health to get things done for their family. And then the other thing I talk about is just self-esteem as a woman, as a mom, and getting your confidence, going through different topics. Like sometimes I talk to groups where they are dealing with a family member who has a chronic illness, and just kind of helping them, walking alongside them during that time in their life. Also, just other simple things, like if I have a couple of female entrepreneurs who come together as a group and they just need to know about the same thing, going back to that time management and kind of balancing everything in their lives, including work, family, being awesome, you know, entrepreneur, fun time. Because I think one big thing, like one thing I'm a true believer of, is balance doesn't necessarily mean that everything has to be equal, that you have to give equal time. I think it's okay to say no, and it's okay to ask for help. You know, so that's one message that I do convey. Because, again, I think as women, we're very proud, but I think that's part of our strength is that God gave us that pride so we can, like, keep going and just push through. But I think sometimes, personally, some people, you just need to say, like, hey, you know what, maybe I do need some help, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that.
I love that. And so how can listeners, how can they book you for different speaking opportunities? Because you speak on some amazing topics, and what you just said really hit. It's okay to say no, yes, because saying no is a part of self-care. Saying no is a part of taking care of your mental health, too. So that is a topic by itself. So how can our listeners, as I stated, book you for future opportunities to speak at different events?
So they can email me at Dr. Mom Show. That's just DRMOMSHOW @gmail.com. So just Dr. Mom Show.
Okay, awesome. So please reach out to her if you're looking for a speaker in, you know, wellness or motivational speaker. Definitely reach out to her. So Dr. Delene, you are a life and parenting coach as well. So tell us more about your coaching services and how we can support you.
Yes. So this I'm super excited about. This is super exciting because this is kind of stemmed from my motivational speaking that just opportunities have opened up for coaching that people have approached me. I do have my life coaching certification, and I'm focused more so on personal development with some parenting in there. I really do enjoy the personal development a lot. Again, just helping women finding that balance between everything. And I have just different things. Right now my program is called Maximum Life. Think It, Live It, Love It is what it's called. And under there I just have different umbrellas. If you're a mama, I have a different program for you. If you're somebody who you want a maximum life, but you have a whole bunch of illnesses that you want to talk about and have somebody walk alongside you, you know, I have something for that, a different program for that. So just different things in regards to that. And that also, you can email me at drmomshow@gmail.com to get more information about that. And I do a discovery call with you that's about an hour, so we can kind of talk through stuff that's going on and figure out what would be the best opportunity for you, and if it's a good fit, and if I think you're motivated enough to help yourself, because that's another part of this is that, you know, I'm not here. There's no miracles in me. So I'm personally not providing any miracles. I'm just helping somebody find their inner strength to be more confident and to be more productive and to be a better person. But we also have to work at that too. So that's what that conversation is all about. Yes, so definitely reach out. I enjoy doing that a lot. That's drmomshow@gmail.com.
Yes, so definitely reach out to her for her services if you're in need of her services. And I love that you are doing that, Dr. Delene, because you're practicing what you're preaching, right? Because you have triplets, right? And you're doing some amazing stuff. So what a better coach to have, you know, with the parenting part of it, right? So what are some things that you're finding with some of your clients that you have had thus far as the parenting side of it? Is it just more so people just want to be coached on how to have that balance, or is it overwhelmed, or what are some of the things you're finding?
Yeah, probably the biggest thing is just finding that balance. I think a lot of women, especially working women or entrepreneurial women, feel guilty that, you know, that they've taken on a company or they have a full-time job and, you know, they're not at home necessarily with their kids all of the time. But again, what I try to convey to them is that it's okay to work because it's okay for you to be happy. And at the same time, when you come home, you can spend just as much time as you want with your children. And part of that, too, is to make sure that when you are at home with your children, you're doing things that are meaningful. You're not, you just don't have them in front of the TV watching TV, but instead you're doing memorable things like going to the park, taking them to the fair, taking them to like Disney on Ice, or going to the zoo, just things that you'll remember and they'll remember. So again, just meaningful activities during the time that you have with your children. So that's probably my biggest one that I get.
Awesome. For our listeners that are listening that need a little bit more coaching in that area, definitely reach out to Dr. Delene and get the assistance and the coaching that you desire. So, Dr. Delene, tell us more about your show, Dr. Mom.
Yes.
You created that to continue to close the gap with, the impact on medical informational resources, correct? So talk more about that.
Yeah, so Oprah, if you're listening, I would love to be the next Dr. Oz female version. But so ultimately, yes, I would love to be the next Dr. Oz, and the reason is even with the Doctor Show and the Dr. Oz show, there's a gap. Even though I'm both an internist and pediatrician, I feel there's a huge gap in educating parents about their kids' health. Again, I feel the Doctor Show and the Dr. Oz show are very focused on adult things, and there's just simple things that mamas and parents come into my office and ask me, like, my baby's hiccuping, all the time, and they're, like, stressed out, especially first-time parents, and, they just need that reassurance. So that's something I would love to do, and I pray that my Dr. Mom show hosts them into that. I hope a lot of that. But yeah, so my Dr. Mom show is informational medical resources, so it's not giving any medical advice. It doesn't take the place of anybody's physician. It's just information. For example, one topic this past week I talked about breastfeeding because this month is Breastfeeding Month, National Breastfeeding Awareness Month, and it's just facts. It's just textbook facts about things. So it's not my opinion. I know a lot of people get a little iffy about that, especially when it comes to immunizations and things like that. But it's just hardcore facts. So people are better educated when they go to their physician or their child's physician in order for them to have a better conversation. Because one thing I will say is, personally as a doctor, it's okay if people Google things. I don't have an issue. I kind of like it because it helps with the conversation, and I enjoy having that conversation. But it's different if somebody reads something on, like, somebody's Facebook page or a blog where it's not stemmed from true medical research, Yeah. It just becomes frustrating because as physicians or even as researchers who are at, like, the National Institute of Health or, like, the CDC, the Centers of Disease Control, I mean, we dedicate our lives. Like, I went to school the majority of my 20s after, like, going to high school and all of that. And, like, this is what I studied, and we commit our lives to helping people. So I always try to remind patients that, we take an oath not to do harm. And what we recommend is based off of research that's done. And I always also remind patients that, we can't force you to do anything. But I tell my patients, I just want you to make the best informed decision. So if you decide that, you don't want to get a colonoscopy for colon cancer screening, or if a parent decides that they don't want to immunize their child, I want to leave that room knowing that I gave them the best information and they made that decision with the best knowledge possible. So they won't say, like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I could die from colon cancer, if I didn't get the colonoscopy. Like, when they leave that room, they will know that there is a possibility that, again, just using an example, if you have colon cancer, we won't know unless you start pooping blood or something,
Right.
So that's the goal of my show, is just to get more medical information out there that's, like, true, tested, researched information, not just like, hey, I was walking down the street, this happened, so I'm going to blame it on the acorn that fell on my head. So don't walk under trees, Um, and I mean, I'm a down to earth person too. Like when parents come in, they're like, hey, this. I'll be honest and I'll say like, hey, this is what I learned in medical school, but you can take this with a grain of salt. When I had my babies, like this, I also did this. If that helps you, especially parents who have multiples, because people just want to know. I want people to know that I'm a regular person. I'm a regular mom. I freak out if my babies get cut, and there's, I'm a regular mom. It's not that I'm like, oh, there's, they cut their head, I'm a regular mom. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? So
what? So I love that. I love the show, and for our listeners, you have to tune in to listen to this amazing show. And I love that you're putting some sense of humor and fun with it, right? To make it exciting and interesting to want to know more about it. So what is the process? So what is the process for guests for listeners who would like to be a guest on your show? Is there a certain process they have to go through to be a guest?
Oh, so you can just email me again, drmomshow@gmail.com. I'm super excited because I had my first guest on 2 weeks ago. She's a great person, Miss Dawn Whitty. She made this foundation called Desire to Inspire that helps with third world countries providing food and water and teaching them how to continue to have a life with good supplies. So I am excited about that because I'm totally up for having guests. Because sometimes, I'm like making jokes with myself. It's just me. So it's nice to have another person there. So yes. I totally love having guests on my show. Again, it's drmomshow@gmail.com. You just shoot me an email if you're interested. There's just a couple of questions just to make sure that whatever we're talking about is legit. If you have a foundation that's helpful, I mean, I'm all about helping other people, especially small businesses and other entrepreneurs, especially female, or what they call now mompreneurs, to get out there and get their brand out there. So.
And what days of the week are your shows? Are they every day, or what day of the week is it?
It's on YouTube. You just look up the Dr. Mom Show, and it's every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Awesome. So every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Yeah. Yes. So every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, please listen in to the Dr. Mom Show. Listen in to Dr. Delene's show, and if you want to be a guest, please reach out to her. She's doing some amazing things. So thank you for creating that space as well, Dr. Deleene, to get the word out there to help close these gaps.
Yeah, no, it's been fulfilling to me, and I think one other thing that I would love to, at some point, as my show progresses and grows, I really would love to give a little bit more information about it. I think a lot of people don't know about how insurance companies work and, how our hands get tied because of insurance companies. Again, just educating people how the medical system here truly works, because I think a lot of people don't know how it works.
Yes. And I definitely agree with you in being able to provide those resources and provide a space for us to learn more about that and how we can get involved to help you with that awareness and close those gaps. So thank you.
Yeah.
So I know that you're building multiple tables, but I always ask all of my guests this question: how did you create your seat at the table?
Oh, how did I create this seat? With lots of projects.
Yes.
I would say I feel like everything has probably stemmed from the Dr. Mom Show. Just my other passions have come out. That's really, I started the Dr. Mom Show first, and then if people started to ask me questions, and again, this is a side note, feel free to either comment on any of my videos or shoot me again an email about if you have a topic that you want me to cover, we'll do it. So a lot of information that came in, and then as I got comments from women about other things like, how are you doing this? How are you a mom and working and you still seem happy, like with life? And that's kind of where the motivational speaking and that coaching are kind of coming in. So I will say the Dr. Mom show is kind of probably what caused me to have, as my babies would say, a big bottom and get my seat.
I love it. I love it. Because you definitely have created your seat at the table. You know, you're building your own seat at the table, building multiple tables, Dr. Delene. I consistently follow you and watch you, and you're doing some amazing things. So continue to build your own tables because you're building.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we all have. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say it's been fun and great and a learning experience.
Yes. So we all have, pain on our journey, right? And pain is a part of the process and is necessary for us to get to the next level. So what did failure teach you on your journey?
What has pain taught me through my journey?
Yeah. What has failure? What has failure?
Failure.
Taught you?
Yeah. My biggest word would be patience. It has taught me patience because I think one nice thing about medicine and practicing medicine is most of the things we do are tangible. You know, if we see a patient and we're like, hey, we're going to get an x-ray, MRI, we're going to get some labs, it's tangible. And that all happens rather quickly. Whereas I feel everything that I'm doing now on this end, starting my Dr. Mom show, you have to build your following. And that, that's taken time. Same thing with the speaking, same thing with my book. So kind of just stepping back and saying that, hey, I think part of it, and I know you'll totally understand this, is when you're so passionate about something and you want to impact people, you're just like burning to get what you have out. And that's how I was initially, but this process has caused me to mature so much and to just become more patient that, one, God has his, it's in his timing. He'll open the doors when it's right. And, no matter whether it's today, tomorrow, or 10 years from now, the impact that I want to have, it will happen at some point, So I will say patience. I definitely learned patience from my failures during this journey.
I love that because you're right. It's all within God's timing, right? And as long as we chase the impact, we'll be fine. Yes. So I love that.
Yes.
So you're very successful, Dr. Delene. So what did success teach you?
Success has taught me to remain humble. That's probably the biggest thing. My husband and I, we always joke and we say, I'm just going to lay it out on the table. I hope one day to be a millionaire. Because one thing I've learned is that to make an impact, you can give your time, but with everything you want to do, you need money to do it. So, for example, if I want to do my missionary community service health clinic, you need funds to do it. I can give my time all I want and give care, but I need funds to have the right equipment. But it has humbled me because it's made me respect people who have made a big impact in other people's lives, because it takes hard work. So for whoever's listening, when you look out there, I know sometimes it's so easy to say, why does that person have this, or I'm working really hard and it seems like they're not working hard. But I tell you what, behind the curtains and behind the scenes, that person has worked hard at some point in their life and they've sacrificed it. And that's something I think with myself, even where I am right now. Again, going back to just letting people know that I'm a regular person. My family are regular people. My kids will run around and scream. I mean, they're regular kids. Nothing in the sense of like, oh my gosh, they're Dr. Musielak kids. And the same thing with me. Just remaining humble. That hard work is what made you successful, and don't forget that, because it for sure didn't come easy where I am right now. Yeah.
I love that, because staying humble is key. It's so key. And just running our own race and focusing on our own journey is so important, right? Because everybody's unique and everybody's journey is different. So, like you said, you know, those sacrifices come with it, and you never know what somebody's doing on the other side behind the social media walls, or, you know, when, you know, behind closed doors. So just staying humble is key. I love that.
Yes.
So what can we expect from you, Dr. Delene, the rest of 2019? We're in quarter 3 now. You're knocking. You have been doing some amazing things, front covers of magazines, traveling, speaking, awards. So what can we expect from you the rest of 2019?
Oh, man, I'm setting this bar high. Well, I'm super excited because my first children's book will be coming out in September.
Awesome.
And I'm excited about that because I got an international bestseller for my ebook, so I'm like stoked about that.
Yes.
Because I ultimately would like that to be, and for those of you who haven't seen it, it's called The Tripsies and Me. It's about our family, about the first year from the time we found out we were having them. So it's a great book. I had so much fun writing it because this is something most people don't know, but I used to rap, like Christian rap songs, and maybe one day I'll have an album, maybe one day. And so it's a book that rhymes. So I just had so much fun writing it because it rhymes, and it just came out really cute, and the babies love it. So I am excited about that. That's coming up. I think the other big thing for the rest of this year, I would love to grow just my speaking opportunities and my coaching side. I really would like to focus on that. I don't know. I mean, God can always open the door, and Oprah can discover me for me to be the next Dr. Ross before the end of the year. But that's on like my 5-year plan.
Okay, well, awesome, well, amazing. Super congratulations on your children's book that's coming out. Super congratulations on becoming an international best-selling author. That is
Thank
amazing.
you.
And all of the great speaking opportunities that you will have coming up, and you will get discovered. We're going to claim that on the show.
Yes.
And
that's
also
right.
on your award for Miss CEO, you got nominated,
Yes.
right? Tell us about that.
I'm so excited about that. Yes. So for Miss CEO, shout out to Miss Jessica Mosley. What an amazing person and inspirational, because one thing I love about her, and even Miss Ashley, is, and I wish more women were like this, that, you know, you help other women build their brand and to get their name out there. And I think when people do that, you're rewarded at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it has been so motivational and inspirational to speak and work with women like you all. But yes, the CEO, I got nominated for Author on the Rise. So,
Yes.
So I am excited about that. We'll see in October what happens. But even if I don't win, it's an honor to even be nominated, and for everybody who nominated me. So
yes. Well, super congratulations in advance on all the great things, on your awards and all the great things you have done, Dr. Delene. And I would like to
hello.
Dr. Delene.
Hey, there you go. Sorry, I lost you for a minute there.
Yes. So please tell us how we can follow you on all social media platforms.
Yes. So again, you can check out my website. My website right now is under construction. I'm kind of updating some stuff there. But again, it's www.mynameDeleneMusielak.com. And then you can follow me on Facebook, The Dr. Mom Show. I have some separate pages. Like if you want to follow my children's book, how that's doing, that's called The Tripsies and Me. on Facebook, and then you can follow me on Instagram at Delene_Musielak, and then also on Twitter, Delene_Musielak. And my website kind of tells you about all my projects and events that are coming up. One big one I have, which I'm excited about, is I'm doing a webinar. It'll be a live webinar through Zoom. It's September 21st. That's a Saturday, 8 o'clock to 9:30 p.m. I'm doing the wealth of good health is what I'm talking about. And I'm really excited about that, just to impart some secrets to good health and how really in turn we can be blessed in wealth when we have good health. And I will have a question and answer session for specific questions. So I am excited because it's the first one that I'm doing in regards to that topic. So if you want to register for that, again, you can shoot me an email, drmomshow@gmail.com.
So please follow Dr. Delene and Rachel for her online webinar and get involved. She's definitely somebody to connect with. She's definitely somebody to know and is doing great things. So, Dr. Delene, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to come to the table. This has been an amazing and powerful interview, and I can't wait to invite you back.
Yes, thank you. And I got to have you on the Dr. Mom Show. Yeah,
Yes.
Yes, I love it.
Yes, I would love to. Thank you so much, and we can't wait to have you back.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed night.
You too. So I would like to give a special thanks to Tammy Collins Marquis and John Schamberger. I would also like to give a special thanks to Jessica Mosley and author Kimberly McLemore and my intern Sarah from Tennessee State University. And you all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.